Testing, testing, testing. This is going to be a little bit of a different video. I'm basically just going to record myself's audio for this life update. And I'm going to be playing the video of the time lapse of the trailer in the background. So the very first thing, it's been 3 weeks. So what have you been up to in 3 weeks? Well, in the 3 weeks since I came to Oregon, I have finished building this trailer and posted it for sale. That's pretty much the biggest thing. I've also started a new channel. I've also got situated, got all my resources sort of gathered and getting kind of used to being here. I did have to get new clothes, gather and collect my tools, take inventory of the property, all that sort of things. So we've done all of that. I think we could talk about the setbacks now. The setbacks are, well, it's taken us 3 weeks to build this trailer instead of 1 week. It would have been really nice to build it in 1 week. I've built them before in like 2 or 3 days. So the whole 3 weeks that it took to build this trailer is kind of not good. But looking at my list here of everything that I did every day and the about 100 different things that I accomplished, little micro things that I accomplished along the way, I think it was worth it. And I think we're right on track. Really, I wanted to hit the ground running, do the best that I could when I came down here immediately. If I didn't have that mentality going into it, we could have ended up seeing this trailer be finished 3 months from now instead of 3 weeks. So I'm pretty happy to have it completed in 3 weeks. We've also cleaned up a lot of the shop. And a big part of it is just getting settled in. Now we're kind of getting all of our ducks in a row. All the tools are collected. We have clothes. We have a bed. Yada, yada, yada. So we have intel information. That's also important. It's also been a little bit of the holiday season. So I have been interacting with my family a bit as well. That's taken up a significant portion of my time in this past 3 weeks. So I wouldn't really hold it against me, the speed that we've been going, although I would have liked it to go faster. But really, the way you stack it, there couldn't have really been any other way. Going into some more challenges, it's the winter season. So this trailer is probably not going to sell very quickly. Theoretically, it should still sell, but it's probably just not going to be as quickly as we would like it to sell. Another challenge that I've ran into, a big reason of coming down here to Oregon, one of the many big reasons, was that I could potentially take the mechanical gripper and the Celestial Nova Blaster that I had built for YouTube and go viral with them and make money with them. However, I've since, when I got down here, kind of had a change of heart, and I realized, you know what, I can't post those. Those aren't YouTube friendly, so I'm not going to do it. Now, that is a significant decrease of my funds. However, win based off of the fact that I probably can take those and turn them into kinetic sculptures, mechanical kinetic sculptures. So I basically turned something that was a challenge, oh, I can't use this, I can't make money, whatever. Well, you know what? We can actually turn it into something that we theoretically could. If I rebuild them, we could make it in a much more YouTube-friendly way, something that would be allowed to be posted, that YouTube would like a lot, and theoretically still make a lot of money. Now, there isn't the certainty that we had before, where before you can know that these things have gone viral before, and there's a reasonable chance that if you post them now, they'll go viral again. Well, if you're building a new kinetic sculpture from scratch, you're not going to know that. So that is a little bit of a drawback, but I still think it's cool the fact that we were able to take basically what was an epic loss and turn it into something that potentially could be useful in the future. So I count that as a win, but it was challenging initially here. That's something that we have to address, something that we have to notice, that a big reason I came down here was to flip the trailers and to go viral on YouTube. Well, the flipping of the trailers has taken a lot longer, and it's the winter season, which is not ideal for it. And the going viral on YouTube is also, we've had a change of plans with that as well, unfortunately. But on the bright side, we have actually completed a trailer. It took us long enough, but we have completed it. And we have a new idea for how we could go viral on YouTube. It's something that we can actually utilize what we already have, the mechanical gripper and the Celestial Nova Blaster, and we could turn them into a kinetic sculpture. That's great. That's a win. Now, looking across the board here, I've spent 3 weeks here, and I've done a great many things. A lot of it is also trying to get in contact with other people and just stay in touch with people. Networking is a huge thing for me. I want to be able to know what people are doing, know what they're working on, know what they have, and know what they want. That's very important. Going forward as well, I've gathered all of the tools that I need. I've been considering trying to gather a bottle bike so that I can go and pick up bottles. Potentially we could make about a couple dollars a day. I can't remember if it was $5 or $10 a day, whatever I was making back in the day, but I've done it before. We could do it again. My cost of living right now is about $7 a day. That's what I have to pay out of pocket. If I go and use this bottle bike and pick up cans off the side of the road and return them for 10 cents a piece, I could stand to make enough money where I could actually recover the cost of expenses that I have, the $7 a day, or even potentially make profit. Even if I made like $10 a day or something like that, I could stand to actually make some profit. Another idea, there's a blue car out here that could be fixed up. It could take me probably about a week. But if I did fix it up, theoretically, it would give me much more transportation. We're in a very rural environment, rural countryside here, so we're not really close to anything. I can't just walk to a store. Transportation is important. One part of transportation could be maybe the bike that I have, if I get that bottle bike, which I could go pick up theoretically in a day or so and go have it and fix it back up. Or a vehicle, the car. Having a car would allow me to be able to go to potentially cities like Albany or Portland, where it's not a rural countryside, it's more of an urban environment. There is actually a city there with a lot of things happening. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of deals being made, opportunities to be had. So transportation could also help me get resources. That's also very important. Now, potentially I could do that, or I could do the bottle bike. Those are kind of a couple of the ideas. The third idea that I've had is bringing back Seth the Dragon. Now, if you guys remember, Seth the Dragon was something that I was building potentially to go viral on YouTube with, and it took me about 4 months to get to prototype number 2, I believe. I wanted to get to the third prototype and then 4, the final stage, but I only got to prototype 2 and it took me 4 months. Theoretically, I could take what I learned from that and potentially build it faster here in the room, in my bedroom, with arts and crafts, get some cardboard, and put it together. Potentially has the chance to go viral and make a lot of money off of it, especially since I've built it before. That could be something that could be really good for me. So overall, things have been going a little slow, a little fast. They've had their ups, they've had their downs. But through all of it, I have remained applying myself to doing the best that I can possibly do. And so I am happy with that. I think I'm operating here at the maximum capacity that I can. And we really hit the ground running. If we didn't hit the ground running, we would have had this trailer finished in 3 months instead of 3 weeks. So even though it took 3 weeks instead of 1 week, I'm still very happy that we got it done in a timely manner and that it's actually done. Potentially, it could be sold. We could make money. And if we do, we could take that then and invest it into another trailer that's bigger and better and make more money with it, or potentially even a car or some other third thing. One thing that I would mention here is that we are in sort of a rural countryside where there are actually farms and farm equipment. Potentially, there is trailers that are for livestock. Now, those trailers are much bigger and you could actually stand to make much more of a profit than just some sort of little lawnmower trailer. And I know for a fact that there's a lot of people around here who use those. So that could be something as well. In general, everything has been going. Would I say it's been going good or bad? It is not going as fast as I would like it to go, granted. I would have liked to have that trailer done within the first week instead of within 3 weeks. I would have liked it if the mechanical gripper and the Celestial Nova Blaster were something that I could actually use right now. However, we have to work with what we have. So I'm not going to make excuses. I'm just going to find a way. I'm really just going to have to just pull this out of thin air and just pull off some magic and make this work. And that's basically what I plan on doing. I'm going to have to get creative and just make stuff happen. There's a lot of pieces here, a lot of really good pieces. I'm liking what I'm seeing. If we can take those pieces and put them together, we could make something happen and we can keep this ball rolling. All right, guys, so we're going to be winding this video down here. We got about 4 or 5 minutes left. So I think I'm just going to talk a little bit off the cuff now. I've gone through the whole list of what I wanted to say, so I'm just kind of going to go into a little bit of a ramble. You know, it's been a pretty wild ride for me in the past 10 months and all that. This is a pretty big step forward. And, there's a lot of opportunity, but there's also a lot of responsibility. So we're going to have to do the best that we can with what we have. Like I said in the last video, I want to be careful not to squander any of it. I would almost say like I'm pushing it a little bit too far with just trying to make sure that I'm keeping the pedal to the metal and trying to make things happen as best I can. And I've been working really hard. So I would say it has been going slower than I would like it to. I think that there is much more that could be done. It almost feels a little bit like kind of a sick joke in a way, that I'm at such a small level and that I have to build myself up out of basically nothing. But that's just the way it is. I've been at basically nothing my whole life. So I do think that it would probably be pretty weird to get to the point where you actually have something. I mean, I got a couple $100s in my pocket, and, I have access to this shop and this room. That's going to be a lot of help, and also, just having family nearby as well. So it's good, but really, I don't have, there's a lot of stuff that probably a person should have that I don't have. I don't even have a car yet. I don't even have my own place of residence, technically. Things like that. I've really, and this is kind of just off the cuff here, but I've really in my whole life, I've never really been anything. I've always just kind of been a low profile, just kind of a nobody. And my goals have changed so much that I'm actually actively trying to make steps to get out of that. And I think it's going to be really, I think it's possible to do. But there's also kind of a sense of like, I don't even know if it can be done because I've never really done it. Theoretically, it can be possible. Like, theoretically, you can do it. I believe wholeheartedly that you can do it. But it's almost this sense of like, you ever been like waiting for something to happen and you're thinking, oh, it could happen. Is it going to happen? Maybe it'll happen. What's it going to be like if it ever happens? But in that moment when you actually have it, now it's like, whoa, this is actually happening. This is so surreal. Thought about this moment so much. And I would say that really, like, for me and with everything that's been going on for the past 10 months since I set out on this journey, it's been a lot of like knowing where this is all going and knowing where this is heading towards, theoretically, of course, while also not being in it yet. I'm still on the way. I haven't arrived at the destination. And so it's kind of it's a weird, kind of surreal feeling that makes me kind of like take a step back and reflect on everything. Because I really do believe that I have the ability to pull this off, what it is I'm trying to accomplish. It's just going to be a matter of really just like, how will it go? It's subject to change. I will be putting the pedal to the metal and going as fast as I possibly can, though. And theoretically, that could be actually pretty fast. I've almost surprised myself really in the fact that I've built this trailer in the past 3 weeks. That's actually been a pretty significant deal. That could have taken me 3 months. But, I did it in 3 weeks. So that's pretty fast, despite all the challenges that we've had to face along the way. We got it done because we stuck to it. I didn't get distracted. I hit the ground running. And I made sure that I went straight to work, straight to having a plan. And I'm going to continue going at that pace and taking it seriously. So that's going to be it for this video. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I'd love to see them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the little glimpse into my mentality. And I hope you guys all have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.